Hi, Pastor Reagan here. As we continue our 40-day Easter preparation guide, we're coming to the end of week 3. As Pastor Kris put this study guide together, he gave this week the title, Faith. My question is, what is faith? According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, defines faith as allegiance to duty or a person. Think of the word loyalty, fidelity to one's promises, sincerity of intentions. The second option they give us is belief and trust in and loyalty to God, belief in the traditional doctrines of a religion, firm belief in something for which there is no proof, and complete trust. And then a third one is something that is believed, especially with strong conviction, especially a system of religious beliefs. Well, based upon the first and third definitions that Merriam-Webster used, everyone could have faith, right? I mean, even people who don't know God can be faithful. They can be faithful to their spouse, to their family, to their friends. I mean, you demonstrate faith every day when you get in a car and get out on the highway. You have faith in the other people that they're going to keep their vehicle in their lane and control it. You have, as you approach a bridge, you have faith in those that designed it and built it. You have faith that the bridge is going to hold the weight of your car as you cross over safely. But what about those that hold the third definition of faith? Something that is believed, especially with strong conviction, especially a system of religious beliefs. Unfortunately, for many, faith in a pastor, a promise to parents to be a good person, good intentions, and even strong convictions in a system of religious beliefs do not equal saving faith in God. Let's look at today's reading. In James chapter 2, we get to verse 19 and we read, "You believe that there is one God. Good. Even the demons believe that and shudder." Well, what is James trying to say? For that, we need to look back a couple of verses to 14 through 17, where he began his thought. He says, "What good is it, my brother and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such a faith save them? Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you," and here he's talking about someone that calls themselves a Christ follower, "says to them, 'Go in peace, keep warm and well fed,' but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by actions, is dead." Christian, what James is trying to say is that there is a difference between knowing about God and knowing God personally. Having a relationship with God changes you, and your actions towards God and others reflect that change. Unfortunately, as Christ followers, we often hurt our witness when others see us not living what we say we believe. This week, we also read from Exodus chapter 12, verses 1 through chapter 14:5. Here we see that the Israelites were demonstrating their faith in God. We have already read about Pharaoh, king of Egypt, defying the authority of God Almighty and trying to keep the Israelites as slaves. God's response has been to send plagues upon the people of Egypt. This week, we have read about God's 10th and final plague on the firstborn. God gave Moses instructions for the Israelites to follow so that when God's agent of death passed over Egypt, the firstborn sons of Israel would be spared. Because they were faithful and followed God's instructions given through Moses, their sons were spared. Then God told the Israelites to make the meal that they ate that night a lasting ordinance, a remembrance of what God had done for them. God wanted them to share this faithful time with their children and grandchildren for generations to come. We read in Exodus chapter 13, 14, when it says, "In the days to come, when your sons ask you, 'What does this mean?' say to him, 'With a mighty hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery.'" As New Testament believers, how are you doing about remembering and sharing with your family and generations what Christ did for you on the cross? Remember Merriam-Webster's second definition? Belief and trust and loyalty to God, belief in the traditional doctrines of religion, firm belief in something for which there is no proof, and complete trust. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurances about what we do not see." I love you, church family. Join us Sunday in person or online as Pastor Kris preaches about pursuing his presence, faith. Have a great weekend.